Dobro jutro, dobro večer, everybody from wherever it is that you are. Boy, it is a amazing day for some football. We've got Tabor taking on Krka today as the final game of the first, not really first half of the season, but the final game before the winter break. We're now into the second half of the season with the 16th game. Right now, Tabor sitting in fourth. 9 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, as they're looking to bounce back from a tough game last week. But sometimes the cookie crumbles in a way that you don't necessarily want it to, as Tabor saw a loss 5-1 last week, but looking to bounce back this week as they are in Novo Mesto. And so out in Novo Mesto, it is on the eastern side of the country. It's really about the same, just as high, or I say high, just as far north as Sejana is. So you saw, though, if you had a chance to see some of the social media earlier, boy, there was a lot of snow. It's very cold, so going to be an interesting night for some football as the Tabor Red and Blacks going to be taking on NK Krka, as Krka going to be wearing green and white. Going to be an exciting opportunity here as starting over here in the second round of the division. They've already played one round of the round robin. Now they're going to play the second round of the round robin. Starting off with Krka, that's who they started their season with. They had a scoreless draw, as at times in that game they looked dangerous. Krka also looked dangerous in that game. So going to see how things wind up shaking out for the fellas in red and black. Krka right now with 4 wins, 5 draws, 6 losses, as they have scored 17 goals. They've allowed 25. Tabor have scored 18 goals and allowed 13. Obviously, last week kind of shot that number through the roof, but looking to get back on track this week. Hey, going to let you know who the starters are for Tabor, as in goal, going to be number 22, Žiga Firmishek. Number 27, Mateusz Medic Slachik. Number 23, Mihail Brishki. Number 88, Yoros Karun. Number 44, Nikola Nechev. Number 20, Jan Kreintz. That's going to be your back end for Tabor. Starting into the midfield is number 5, Tariq Chandich. Number 49, Leon Sever. Number 11, Keenan Carroll. Number 30, Federico Rose. And number 25, Dino Stančić. So Tabor hoping that the combination of Rose and Stančić, who've been scoring a lot of goals lately, can that continue? And can that really boost them to a victory here in Novo Mesto? For Krka, in goal is going to be number 54, Luka Chadej. Number 18, Tilan Lakar. Number 11, Mark Gliha. Number 3, Alexa Dorosevic. Number 7, Donan Jur. Number 21, Josip Krasnaric. Number 10, Nick Kapun. Number 14, Dominic Iskric. Number 27, Jan Kovacevic. Number 16, Ty Meze. And number 28, Leon Bichanic. So got a matchup quickly developing here. Is, boy, we are about to roll right into the time for kickoff. The Veo cam is still searching, as you guys can kind of see in the background. The Veo cam is searching for a ball at the moment. Got a little back and forth. As, hey, we'll let you know also for Tabor who your subs are. Number 99, Samuel Mbenge, is going to be your sub as a keeper. Number 6, Luka Zavbi. Number 7, Krasimir Todorov. Number 9, Kuku. Number 10, Stefan Ostrik. Number 17, Martin Ashic Piazza. Number 18, Mihailo Pavlovic. Number 19, Aris Hojic. And I believe wearing number 8, I didn't have a chance to take a look at the team sheet, Mark Vuleta. As I can actually do that now. I was writing down the Tabor lineup off of Instagram and then got the team sheets a little bit ago. As yes, Mark Vuleta wearing number 8. So you see the teams lining up as, boy, those Tabor whites under these lights. Luckily, I think I recognize most of the guys. I'll be able to give you the numbers, and then hopefully the fellas in green, those nice green jerseys, are going to show up nice on the stream as well. Hey, we've got the scoreboard ready to go. We are excited for some Tabor football. Going to be a cold and chilly night out in Novo Mesto, so hopefully you're nice and warm as, boy, the guys are getting ready for the kickoff. And we're going to root on the fellas. Hey, if you are a Krka fan that has found your way onto the stream, welcome. I will tell you, I am certainly wearing my Tabor red and black jersey. Well, excuse me, not jersey, but I'm wearing my red and black shirt that says Tabor all over it. So there will be a slight lean towards the red and blacks, but hey, we're gonna have a good time all nonetheless. As we're getting ready to get started, you can see some long sleeves. You can see some gloves on some of the fellas. As all the stands on one side of the stadium, the track around the field, always interesting when you have the opponents get a chance to go to the opponents, see what their stadiums are like, see what their setup is. Kind of a classic setup here with the track around the pitch. And it looks like Tabor is going to get a chance to start off with the ball. As I believe that's Keenan Carroll that's standing over the ball. The Veo cam appears to be set up in the stands. As we got the clock off and running at the correct time this time. And Tabor is going to start. Well, hey, how about shooting a ball early on, lobbing it towards goal? As was that Sever, I believe. I think Sever lofted a ball towards goal, and it says, why not? Let's get things started. And Krka is going to set up. Looks like they're going to play out of the back. They're going to send it back to the keeper. And kind of bouncing around now at midfield, controlled by Krka. Krka is going to try and start an attack here early on. Good job by Sever. Sever steps in, takes the ball away, and a really nice turn from Stančić. Stančić going to wind up drawing an early foul, and a pretty good setup here for Tabor, as Tabor from about 35 yards out, Krka's going to set a high line up here right at the 18. Sever's going to step back as he's going to send the ball in. Can they find the back post? Get an early header as it's going to go right towards the 18. Rose battling off, trying to control it. The physicality of Rose. Big swing, I think, from Sever once again. Winds up going off the side of his foot, and now Krka on the counter as Krka boy running down the near side. Got a lot of space. Good job. Cuts him off his Kreintz. And then a foul against Sever. Gets there just a little bit late, but the defense of Tabor stepping up early on. As standing over the ball is going to be Kapun. Nick Kapun is midfielder looking to, not really going to try and send the ball too far forward. They're just going to play it from the midfield. Flicks it on. Boy, really nice job. Gets in behind and then across. Dangerous looking cross as, well, I couldn't tell. That might have been Dominic Iskritz. I'm going to see if he turns around here in just a minute, as that's number 16. So Ty Mezzi does a really nice job, kind of creates a run in behind the Tabor defense and gets a really good cross, but the attempt on goal was wide. Tabor turns it around. Now a throw in for Tabor. Boy, it's right off of the face. Boy, they're going to stop it for an injury timeout. And when I say timeout, you'll forgive me. Sorry, there's my Americanisms coming out. They're gonna stop the clock as boy turns and launches it. I think that's Sever once again. Turns, kicks it forward, and goes right off the face of a Krka player. And it's not funny if you've. I kind of say it with a little bit of a laugh, just because I feel like I'm the type of person that would be hit in the face. And actually, that might be have been Karun that kicked it. But well, he turns and you talk about getting one of those unexpected shots right to the face. You're just looking to find the ball, and then all of a sudden, here it is right in your face. So it was Chandich that winds up kicking the ball, trying to send it forward, bounces it right off a defender's face, and let me say. In a freezing cold environment where there's been some snow, it's certainly chilly. I think that's about the last thing that you want to have is take a ball right off of the nose. So ball's going to get sent forward. And now trying to get a cross in. There's Slotchik. Slotchik sends the ball low and in looking for Rose. Can't quite get it there, though, as the defense steps out in front of him. And Tabor trying to find the control once again. Nice pressure by Carroll. Tabor trying to pressure up top. Carroll showing some good job pressure. Here's Stanchich. Stanchich running in. Stanchich tries to control it with the chest. Goes down. Boy, as he was trying to get positioning, official's going to say play on. Boy, a nice job from Stanchich. The ball just kind of bounced off of his chest more towards the near side. He was trying to get in there and almost had an opportunity to get back. Defense kind of walls him off. But really good to see early on from Tabor. Would love to see one of these go in early. If you had a chance to see any of the stats from the Rudder game, you saw that chances were certainly created, and unfortunately, the Rudder shots were the ones that found the net. Tabor created plenty, so would love to see some of these creations start finding pay dirt early on. I've said I think we're going to score 5 goals this game, so that's my prediction. As now Tabor going to come moving in once again. Karun's going to send it to the near side to Kreintz. As Kreintz looking up the middle, looking for Rose, but a rebound is going to find Carroll. They're going to start it again. Sever's going to go back to Brishki, and then Brishki on to Nechev. As Nechev comes up the far side, sends a long ball in. He's looking for Carroll on the right in the channel, and just a little bit too long. As Tabor really trying to run in behind Krka. We've seen it from Stanchich. We've seen it from Carroll. See if we're going to continue to see that as the game develops. Boy, low ball. Looked like maybe slipped a little bit was Chadej on the delivery forward. So ball's going to just kind of bounce to the Tabor back line. Tabor really want to try and stay in control here in the midfield. There's Karun now. Karun's got some space in front of him. He's looking down the field, looking on the run from Kreintz. Kreintz, the youngster, the 20-year-old, trying to develop here on this near side, giving Hojic a little bit of a breather as the season has gone on. We've seen a lot of running from Hojic. Now Kreintz, a lot of promise in Kreintz as some of these young guys that have some things in their background, like Kreintz and Chandich, trying to develop these guys as the season goes on. Certainly need them as the course of a long season. So ball sent way forward from Krka. Krka trying to do the same thing. Boy, and there's a successful opportunity. It's going to be what are they going to call a foul? It's going to have to be a foul. That's certainly not a throw. So they're going to call a push on Kreintz. Well, no, they're going to call a throw in. A little bit of an interesting call there as it wasn't touched. I could have seen the push on Kreintz, but we're just going to move forward anyway. Wait, so we're going to call another throw? I guess they're going to say that ball went out as well. Felt like we had a pretty good view of it, but we'll go ahead and stick with what the officials are saying. Tabor is going to try and win it back. They win it back once again. Rose trying to control it, taken away by Krka. Handled well, though, and now back to the midfield, and Krka's in control. Carroll trying to put some pressure on from behind. Really nice job handling the pressure from Carroll. Long ball across, curls away from Firmashek. Ball sent back in and then back out as a hard ball down on the ground seemed to be rejected, I think, by Brishke. Good job from Brishke. You saw in the last cross in, Firmashek started to come out, but that curl away took a couple of hard steps and then had to come back to his line as he was not going to get there in time. So good job getting rid of a dangerous play, but we've seen a couple of dangerous looking crosses from Krka so far. So each team has ventured down into the box. I'm trying to do a good job today of keeping shots and shots on goal and corners for everybody. And a curling ball in. Firmashek does a good job, really decisive coming out and taking the ball. He's going to get it started very quickly right up the middle. And now Tabor trying to get numbers forward. Boy, this is going to be a back and forth game if it continues like this. We're just running from one side of the pitch to the other. Well, you'll forgive me, got a little bit of allergy issues. Had an opportunity to go to London with my family a couple weeks ago, or last week actually, and had no issues. And then as soon as the plane landed back in Texas, I immediately started dealing with allergies as Karun looking right down the middle and sent away by the Krka defense. But you can certainly see the tactics that are going to be employed by Tabor is they're going to try and get the ball in from a long way out, one-on-ones, and see if some of these forwards that are good at scoring goals can do just that. Carroll's going to let a ball go to Kreintz. Kreintz tries to send a ball away, hits it. Ball goes right to his foot, taken away by Krka, as now they're going to get a ball back towards the middle of the field. A lot of space to work in the middle of the field. As looked like that was Carroll, Rose, and Kreintz were all in the box. Now Krka sending the ball back the other direction, just playing with the back line, trying to draw in Tabor a little bit. Rose going to put a little bit of pressure on. And now sent to the middle of the field. Nice job, though. The pressure by Rose as, boy, unfortunately, the second ball is going to be won by Krka. Looked like Tabor had an opportunity. Kreintz comes up, takes the ball away on one hop, sends it forward, and then Krka sends it back the other direction. So Tabor are going to start back from their own 18-yard box. And sent out once again. Rose trying to run in. Rose has a step. Rose looking for some help as going to be cleared away in a throw. Boy, really good job on defense there from Dravosic. As Dravosic just kind of has to get rid of it. Rose does a really good job getting a step on Dravosic. You had Stancic going right to the penalty spot as that was going to be your play. Had to get cleared. Chandic tries to go with the nutmeg. Going to be bounced away, and they're going to say it goes off of Chandic. And so Krka with the throw. So to this point, a couple of promising looks from Tabor. Kind of unfortunately fell flat after a few mishits and maybe a failed nutmeg there. They're going to get started once again as just 11 minutes into this game. Had a lot of action to this point. Nothing that has really tested a goalkeeper. But you can certainly see each team are wanting to play the same. They're wanting to avoid the midfield, go over the midfield, get it down into these wingers and forwards early on. As right up to the top, left foot ball sent in, going to be sent out by the Krka defense. Well, you could kind of see, I believe that's Chandic. You could see Chandic kind of lining that up, trying to get it on that left foot, sends a fairly hard ball in, a lunging play to keep the ball out of a danger area by the Krka defense, right in the middle of that defense. You can see two players following Rose around. Dravosevic, especially Dravosevic, the big center back, following Rose around as we have seen. And boy, going to get a stoppage already. So we get a foul, we get a stoppage, and luckily not a card. Just going to say no more of that. I believe that is Sever. So Sever kind of gets a little bit of a talking to, and we start the game up once again. as Tabor are going to wind up taking a ball away. Boy, nice job. Then gets it to the midfield. A little bit of space here. Running down to the near side, looking for somewhere to go. Sends it towards Rose. Rose gets tackled from behind, and we're going to get a foul. So get a free kick here as Dravosevic. And for those of you that are watching wearing red and black right now, you know, I think many of us are saying, well, it's about time. It's only taken until the second half of the season where Rose goes to control at the top of the 18, gets tackled from behind, and finally we get a foul call. We haven't had many of those this year. Rose obviously is a big, strong, physical player. He wants to control the ball, plays with his back towards goal very well. It's two things that Rose does really well. He's great in the air and right on the goal line, and he controls the ball with his back to goal very well. So Rose is a growing and developing striker for Tabor that, boy, I think he's got a good future. Karun's going to try and get a ball up and over the wall. Boy, a diving attempt, and they go near post. A great shot from Karun requires a save, a diving save, as, boy, Urosh is just continuing to be dangerous. Does the keeper run into the post? That ball was certainly going to go in. They're going to call for some help here as the keeper goes right into the post, cleared away. What a wonderful shot. Oh my goodness, as that was absolutely awesome. Well, and you'll forgive me if you're on the Discord, you saw I've been I'm setting up for the next half of the season, trying to implement a few more things. Replay is going to be one of those that I'm trying to do. I'm getting a stream deck that's going to allow me to automate a few things, and then I'm going to get another monitor that will allow me. Unfortunately, the monitor setup I have right now makes it a little difficult to try and get a replay for you. As, boy, a long discussion here with the keeper, and it's going to be a corner for Tabor, though. So Tabor's still in a dangerous area. Unfortunately, the monitor setup I have right now makes it difficult. So Tabor, with everybody lined up basically right along the penalty spot. They're vertical along the penalty spot. Ball's going to get sent to the back, and a clear shot going to go just wide. Oh, my goodness. As Brishke winds up getting the ball just outside the 18, or just inside the 18, and has to go a little bit wide. Boy, that's unfortunate. But a really good, a good run of events from Tabor. Hopefully, see some of those go in here very shortly, and impressed with what I've seen from Tabor so far, as they've looked good. They've looked very offensive. Boy, the Karun free kick gets up and over the wall, and a great save from the keeper. See if we can continue to force him to have to make some of those. Tabor going to send the ball the other direction now, so Tabor once again in control. Krka out of the back, and Krka moving forward. Krka tried to go down to the near side, but you can really see they're wanting to, and I'm not so sure if it's that they're just wanting to pick on Kreintz, or if Meze is the guy that they just go to and they need to go to. So we're going to see if Kreintz, the young guy, stepping into the starting 11, having to deal with Meze here, and they're really wanting to go these long balls down this direction, whether it be Meze or Bicanic. But Krka here, going to try and draw off the ball, get a strong throw, is going to walk forward, go right down the line, and they're going to throw that out. As you see, the gaffer, Coach Matic, help the official out and say, yes, that was out. I'm sure the official appreciates his help and believes everything that he says. As throw-in bounces off the head of a Krka player. And we're back to it once again. Another throw-in. Good turn. Boy, a great turn. Gets the ball down and trying to get there was Slotchik. Boy, a great turn from Sever and immediately gets the ball downfield, forces the keeper Chavez to come out. There's a dangerous ball looking for Slotchik once again. Slotchik trying to get there down towards the corner, trying to turn the corner, and going to be a goal kick. Boy, really nice job, though. Again, there's the tactic, trying to get way down there, trying to get the speed of some of these attackers in behind the Krka defense. So far, Krka handling it, but boy, you're wondering if we're starting to see some cracks in that defense. Boy, just trying to set something up. You'll forgive my silence here. Just trying to set something up for us as now moving forward. And boy, just mishandled out there as Slotchik. Boy, and Slotchik might have twisted a little something there as I saw him bend over and just a little bit of a hobble. Looks like he's moving well again, though. As you can imagine that on a cold night, having to start and stop, certainly needing the fitness here on this evening. As the throw coming in, and a little bit of tennis at midfield. Who's going to come away with it as Tabor eventually and Sever's going to turn around, drops it back to the back line. As Tabor going to try and start this, start an offensive possession here. As you see Brishke's going to move it forward. Are they going to try and launch a ball forward here? They do, trying to get it into Rose, but stepping in front. Good job by the Krka defense. Sends a ball away for a header. As the ball kind of bounces around here in the midfield, back and forth. As Tabor now slowing things down a little bit, just trying to find a way to maybe start to reset the offense, restart it once again. Got a lot of space here in the midfield. Sever gonna drop it back as Karun's got a forward position here. Karun now has to back off as looked like he wanted the ball a little bit earlier. He's got a lot of space on this near side. You can see they're narrow in the defense for Krka up top, and then at the back they really fan out, and so it's going to give some space down the sides here and let Tabor get deeper into the area before they start the attack. Now trying to move forward, Kreintz bounces the ball into Sever. Sever winds up losing the ball. A lot of bodies in that area, and now on the attack is Krka. Kreintz does a good job recovering, sent out by Firmashek, and now Carroll. Boy, nice turn from Carroll as the defender thought he was going to go the other way. Carroll's going to back off, tries to get it down to Slotchik. Slotchik he's got to come way back, and a good job by Slotchik just to keep control of the ball. Carroll, a little bit of a miss hit. Looked like maybe he was trying to get a little bit further out there. Rose tries to send a curler in, and it's going to get sent away for a header. When you wonder if the cold conditions, I'm not sure how much wind is out there. It doesn't look like there's a ton. Well, Carroll brought it back and maybe just mishit it on the pass to Slotchik, but a good hustle play from Slotchik comes back. As ball's going to get chipped in, looking for Rose. Boy, just a little bit of missed time there. You saw some disappointment. Couldn't see who that was that sent it in, as that certainly looked like an opportunity. As just a little bit off in the timing of the run and the ball in. So maybe just a little bit of frustration on the player that sent it in. It's going to be a throw in to Tabor. Really, really nice job. Throw in to Tabor. Boy, Rose closes down, and Tabor back in control of the ball. Can't tell who that is stepping up to take the throw, but this certainly looks like Is it a throw or is it a corner? Everybody's in for the corner. Unfortunately, the Veo cam not helping us out. Ball's going to get sent in. I think it's a corner as the ball's going to get bounced away and then back. So it's Severs. Severs going to send another ball in, headed away once again, then a header off the back post. Slotchik in control. Slotchik trying to get a turn. And now coming around, got some space, left foot in, headed away again. Tabor with another opportunity and bounced around. Severs going to wind up losing the ball at the top of the 18, and the clearance goes wide, so it's a throw-in. So Carroll gets things started quickly. Ball's going to get back to Carroll. Carroll's trying to get around the corner and taken away by Krka. Krka winds up just getting rid of the ball now. Say enough of this mess, get rid of it. As now Stančić with a player behind him. Stančić trying to find a way to get around. Stančić swings the ball in just over the head of Rose. Oh my gosh, Slotchik coming in behind. It was going to be perfect for Slotchik. A nice play on defense. Boy, the millimeters that matter in football, just over the head of Rose. It was coming right to the foot of Slotchik. And a great job by Krka and the defense as Krka's defense continue to just find the little bit of space that they need to get rid of the ball. And another throw in as the pass from the keeper down to the near side winds up being wide. Kreintz steps up for the throw. Stančić playing with his back to goal. He's looking for an opportunity. Sends the ball to Carroll. Carroll's, boy, can't line up that ball across. He was trying to just kept going away from goal. Tabor sends a left-footed ball in, going to be kicked away. As now an opportunity here. Krka, if they can get one pass, really great job on defense. Krka needed one pass to really try and find the break. And a great job. I believe that was Brischke. Brischke reads it, comes up on the attacking side of the midfield stripe, knocks the ball away, and slows everything down. Boy, as Tabor, you can just kind of feel, boy, a slip on the pitch, and you wonder how much the pitch is affected. Obviously, there's been some precipitation in rain or snow or however it's been coming down over the last several days. As this is part of what happens in Slovenia. It's kind of why the second division takes such a long break. A foul. And Brischke's going to set up. Sent forward by Karun. Karun's looking for Stančić. Stančić controls the ball and then goes with the right foot towards the goal. Going to be wide, though. Boy, as Stančić goes up, and a nice job controlling the ball with his chest. Comes down, that ball bounces. He tries to hit it on one bounce, can't quite get on top of it. And Krka going to start out of the back. A really good job from Stančić, though. As Tabor once again win the ball. Well, you can see the Krka gaffer is unhappy right now with the way they're playing out of the back. Great pressure high from Tabor. There's Stančić. Stančić has an opportunity. Stančić trying to play around the defense. Can't quite find a space. Looking for some help over the middle and wins the corner. Boy, really nice job as the defense from Krka. Boy, Stančić had an opportunity to try and get around the corner, but great defense. Winds up blocking him off. That might have been Jur. I couldn't quite get a clear number, but another corner here from Tabor. Would love to see a really dangerous corner here. Haven't really gotten over a couple of the defenders yet. Looking to find a free head from Tabor. Is it going to come here as Stančić is right on top of the keeper, trying to clear some space? Ball bounces away and cleared away as looks like they're trying to find some space at the top of the 18 for a shot in. It happened one time with Brischke, but otherwise it hasn't really been there. As looks like Sever sending the corner in, been looking for the top of the 18, having some conversations now with some of the players. Is now Brischke in control. Brischke sends it to Karun, and Karun now playing nice and slow back to Sever. Sever getting closed down, though, with the closing down with the pitch the way it is. makes me a little bit nervous. Rose on to Stanchich. Nice job from Rose. Rose to Stanchich. Stanchich on to Carroll. Carroll, boy, the ball just bounces behind him. Couldn't keep it right at his feet. Oh, my gosh. Thought that was going to be the opener. Back to Kreitz now. Kreitz going to send the ball across. Back post. And going to be another corner as the Krka defense keeps the ball away from Slotchik. Slotchik was coming in trying to send it back towards the middle. Well, you see Rose bent over breathing there. A lot of attacking threats to this point. As another corner, going to be the fourth corner on the day already for Tabor. We're going to see how they go here. This is the first time they've had it from the far corner. Are they going to go a little bit closer to goal this time, or are they still looking for that free ball at the top of the 18? So ball set up and sent in. They're going to go back post as, oh no, oh my gosh, they're going to say it was a foul. They're going to say he hits the keeper. Oh, a great job with the foot though. Oh, that's unfortunate as they put a ball in the back of the net, but the keeper goes down. Now the keeper's sitting on the ground. Couldn't tell who that was that got a foot on it. As let me take a look and see if I can find out who that was that got a foot on it. Boy, that's just really unfortunate as ball sent in. And well, let's do this here. Let's take a look at the replay real quick. We got a little picture-in-picture for you as the ball gets sent in. Right now in the game, ball's bouncing around at midfield. Oh boy, as so they're going to call Stanchich. They're going to say Stanchich was holding the keeper. I'm not entirely sure that I agree with that. But we move on. Not much we can do about it here. And back into play. So you forgive me. I know it was kind of a rough looking replay there. I do apologize for the roughness of the replay. Hey, we're going to do our best to show you what we can. As Tabor back in control now. Here comes Firmashek. Firmashek comes out and slips. Boy, the pitch is really wet and muddy. So we wonder if that's going to play a factor. Carroll tries to flick a ball on behind himself, loses it to Krka, and now Krka on the attack. Boy, Krka with some space in the middle there. As they're going to send a ball forward and a big right hand from Firmashek. Oh my gosh. Boy, the first shot on goal for Krka was a dangerous one as it went through so many people. Boy, thought that maybe Firmashek was going to get walled off and not be able to see as it's going to be a corner for Krka. Krka is going to take a while. Looked like they were trying to figure out who it was that was going to actually come out for the corner. Oh my goodness, that was dangerous. We've seen some dangerous play from, there's some dangerous attacks from Tabor, and then that was as dangerous as they come from Krka. Great job by Firmashek getting there, knocking the ball away. The corner's going to come in. It's going to go to the back post as flag goes up on the at the back side. You can see the flag come up. So crisis averted. Boy, but that's certainly one of those with as offensive as Tabor have been, as many chances as Tabor has seen. Nice to see that ball get knocked away. That would be one of those heartbreakers that you just haven't been able to find a way to get the ball in the back of the net, and then they send their first shot on goal and it finds the back of the net. So good job by Firmashek as some space kind of opened up there for Krka. Would love to see that closed off a little bit as the game goes on. You wonder if the footing plays into it at all. Obviously not sure. Sever sends the ball down to Karun. Now Karun looking forward. He's going to wind up pulling the ball back a little bit. Goes all the way back to Brishke. Krka trying to push up a little bit here. They're not given the same space that they were given earlier in the game. That ball kind of bounces around at the feet of, I believe that's Nechev. So the ball kind of bounces around at the feet of Nechev as he's trying to get started and forward. Going to be a foul on Krka though. So Nechev eventually winds up winning the ball back, runs forward. I'm not sure how the coaching staff feels about it, but I love it when Nechev gets a full head of steam, comes running forward. Boy, it's always dangerous. They try and take a quick, quick kick here. The official does not let them. So they're going to wind up setting up, and they're going to send a set piece in. All the big men for Tabor come in right at the 18. They're going to run forward. So going to be a right-footed ball, going to be curling towards the keeper. Is this going to be it? Ball curls in, flicked, or excuse me, headed away. Rose trying to win the second header. Now comes in, swings. Boy, big swing, and the ball's cleared away. Oh my gosh. As a big left-footed swing, who was that with the kick? Well, you see kind of the shoulder slumped. Right now, you can kind of tell the body language from Tabor is what else do we have to do to get a ball into the back of the net? That ball winds up finding the back of a Krka player. Now everybody inside the 6-yard box. They say, hey, let's forget about this top of the 18. We're just going to stack everybody in there. Boy, the official with an eagle eye looking in. Can they find it once again? Back post and knocked away. Great job by the keeper. Goes up, gets a hand on it. As Tabor trying to find a way to send a ball in. Chandic steps up. Ball's going to get flicked over his head. Krka trying to get on the counter, but a really good job from Carroll. Carroll prevents the ball from going back for a pass. Slows everything down. Tabor trying to prevent the counter. They've done a good job to this point. And there was a ton of bodies right where that ball was going. The keeper does a good job to get in the way, knock it away with his hand. Ball goes all the way back to Firmashek. Firmashek back to Karun. Karun just kind of tries to slow everything down. Tells everybody to calm down a little bit. See that leadership coming from Karun. Sever looking for an opportunity. Firmashek's just going to have to drop the ball all the way back to, or excuse me, Karun drops the ball all the way back to Firmashek, who sends it to the midfield. Flicked on. Boy, and unfortunately had a couple of players to the near side. Ball gets flicked to the far side. As Firmashek's going to pick the ball up. So about 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Haven't had too many stoppages. Have had just 2 to check on the keeper for Krka. So probably not going to get, if we get 1 minute, that's probably all that we're going to see of added time. I mean, still 10 minutes, plenty to play. As something happened here. The Veo cam, unfortunately, wasn't keeping up. But something happened that seemed okay. So I'm wondering if we got a shot here. Well, I'm really sorry, the Veo cam, so I say I'm sorry. Not much I can do about it. As the automation of Veo was a little bit behind the speed of Tabor. So once again, you saw hands on head from a Tabor player. So more disappointment in the ball, just not being able to find the back of the net. Would love to see the relief that comes with the goal. As Firmashek's going to pick that ball up, and now is going to get it started once again. Out to Nechev. Nechev sends a long ball forward. Slachik trying to run the ball down as it's going to get kicked out for a throw. So Krka's just going to give a throw away, but ball moves way down the field quickly for Tabor. Now they're going to back it out as Sever to Brishke. Brishke to Karun. Karun's got some space in front of him. A lot of runners in. They're calling for the ball as Slachik header in. And oh man, unfortunately, looks like, or maybe that was Stanchich. Stanchich with the header in. Slachik, it was just behind him and Rose couldn't get there in time. As a throw in to Krka. Brishke not real happy with that. I honestly, I think I kind of agreed, but I mean, Brishke's so vehement in his disagreement. I wonder if maybe it wound up catching a little bit of the Krka player's boot. That was Bichanic that he cut off right at the last second. A nice job from Brishke to cut him off there, because if he doesn't cut him off with some danger, is now Stanchich. Well, you see hands on head from the Krka coach. Stanchich got some space. Stanchich, or excuse me, Kreintz. No, that is Stanchich. Stanchich dribbles back and forth. Now gets it back out to Kreintz. Kreintz sends a ball in. Rose is there. Boy, bounces just off the shoulder of the Krka defender. Boy, Rose was ready to go. As Rose, boy, honestly, I thought that was going to wind up going in. That's the blade that we've seen Rose be able to put in the back of the net. So ball's going to get sent down and kicked away from Krka. Kreintz with the throw once again. Sever back to Kreintz. Kreintz into Carroll. Carroll's going to bounce it back to the near side. Stancic is going to send the ball forward, and oh my gosh, just knocked away by Krka. Oh man, is the sliding ball in? We've seen Rose with those. That low ball that he gets a boot on, sliding in. Slotchik calls for the ball down on the far side, and they're going to call for offside. Stancic is going to go have a conversation with the official. Stancic wasn't too happy. I wonder if Stancic thinks that there was a hand in there. As Stancic immediately reacted to the fact that the ball was knocked away. So the ball coming forward. And now once again, another runner coming in as over the middle, Rose controls it, Rose turns and the ball's gonna be knocked away. Boy, Rose sends the ball towards goal, it's knocked away. And another corner for Tabor. So corner coming. I see what Stancic was talking about is Stancic sent a ball in. There were two defenders in the way. One flicks it. The second one, it hits something. I couldn't tell what it was. I'll go back and take a look. He thought maybe it hit his hand, but I'm not sure what it hit. So once again, they're going to stack the 6-yard box. They're just going to make it impossible for anybody to move. Probably going to try and go to the back post once again. Carroll's up top, waiting on a rebound. Ball sent in into the box, and punch comes away, another punch, and can't quite get it back in is Tabor. Tabor going to send it to the top of the field. Chandic is there. Chandic with a nice move behind himself, but the turf gives way underneath him. Ball sent in and bounces off of a defender, and going to be another corner as the clearance goes the wrong direction. So Tabor on their 7th corner. Boy, if they could just get it about 2 feet further away from the keeper, and that's not me critiquing here, that's just an observation. If they could just get it 2 feet further away from the keeper, so when he comes out and tries to punch, there's no hand there. His hand has gotten in the way of the last 2 opportunities. Chandic once again, as they're going to blow the whistle. Who are they calling out? They're calling out, can't tell who they're calling out. A couple guys right in the middle. Based on the size that, so that's Nechev. Okay, so they're calling out Nechev and Korosevich. Now a low ball across, and it's going to be too low and off the side netting. So another corner that comes to naught. And Krka going to get the ball started once again. Most of this game has been played on Krka's side of the field, with some near misses from Tabor, as the Krka keeper winds up slipping once again, trying to send a long ball forward. Boy, a little bit of back and forth, and Sever's going to get called for a foul. As they're going to move in. Back and forth at midfield, trying to start it off and slipping, boy, and going down in the attacking third. Back up though. Okay, so saw one of the players go down, and look, he was holding a hamstring after a slip, which is certainly possible. Foul against Krka here, as they're going to wind up checking on, not sure who that is. The official says no more. Yeah, there's a little bit of love, so I believe that's Brishke that wound up getting hit right in the back. Now Karun on the, excuse me, so the official doesn't let them start, I believe. Show you this while we're kind of waiting on the restart here. As here's what we were talking about earlier. So ball's going to get sent in from Stancic. The first ball is going to be, first touch is going to come from the near defender right here. And then the second touch right there. And I think Stanchich thought that it was on the back foot, or thought it was the backhand. I think maybe it was the back foot that came through. Boy, a curling ball sent in, and a dangerous ball right just outside the 6, and a left-footed shot is going to roll to Firmashek. So a good job preventing a shot there from Krka, as Tabor really staying in front, not really lunging at the ball. That's a dangerous area that you give away a lot of penalties in. Rose on the run. Rose trying to find. Rose one-on-one with the keeper. Comes back across. Can he get there? Oh, the ball rolls too far away from him. Oh, my gosh. Is Rose with a wonderful move. Gets past a defender. Comes inside the keeper. And the ball rolls too far away from him. And it's cleared away. Oh, my gosh. Boy, as now Tabor trying to restart once again. And slipping. And the ball's just kind of being played back and forth. Pitch conditions really deteriorating here. Outside the 18, trying to find a way to get a ball in. I believe that's going to be Chandich at the top. Sends a curler in. Rose goes down. Rose, does he get tackled? They're going to say no. Boy, 2 arms wrapped around Rose. And they say that it's going to be a... goal kick. And Krka going to get started off once again. So Krka sends everybody down, sends the ball forward. They're just going to try and find bodies to keep the ball out of the midfield. Going to be a throw-in to Krka. So at least Krka finds a way to get the ball out of their own end a little bit quicker. And they're going to start off with a throw-in now. Still trying to find a space to throw it in. Drops it back, and they're going to flick it on forward. Kreintz tries to win it. Ball sent back to the middle of the field, though, now. Nice job from Kreintz. Kreintz gets a foot out there, and Karun in possession. They're going to send the ball down. Carroll just flicked away from Carroll. Carroll's going to wind up letting it go out for the throw. As that's going to be half. Okay, I was wondering, I heard the whistle. That's going to wind up being halftime, as Tabor, boy, with all the chances in the world, can't find it. As, boy, we'll take a look at the most recent one. Such a good opportunity here for Tabor as they wind up stopping the shot. So they have the shot stopped, do a great job staying in front of it, preventing any of the issues. And then they quickly, boy, a really nice job. They wind up finding Rose. Rose gets inside the defender. Flick goes away from him, comes back inside, cleared away. Oh my gosh, and the pain continues, unfortunately, as Tabor with some great opportunities, but unable to put the ball in the back of the net. So 45 minutes is down. We've got 45 minutes to go. Hey, make sure we go away for halftime, refill that drink, refill whatever it is that you're eating, but make sure you keep up the excitement. We're going to be back in about 15 minutes. back for the second half as the two teams have switched sides and just waiting on the whistle to go. A really one-sided first half as Tabor were way on the front foot. A couple of shots on goal from Krka, though, one of them really scary, as they had 2 shots, both on goal. Tabor with 5 shots, only 1 on goal. Had a couple that were, or one that was called back, had a ball that found the back of the net, called for a foul on the keeper, or against the keeper, excuse me. And so an early lead, unfortunately, comes to nothing for Tabor. As now Firmashek is going to pick the ball up. Now he's going to send it forward, and boy, ball right over the top. It goes right to the Krka midfield. Boy, this is the same area that we saw the Krka keeper having a lot of trouble getting the ball cleanly out of his own space. There's a nice job on defense there by Nechev. Nechev just with physicality. They're going to say play on the Krka attacker was really wanting a foul. Ball's going to try and get sent down by Leon Sever. Ball's going to wind up coming back, though, and you just wonder, well, as that was just outside. Going to be interesting to see as this half continues is, we really saw some difficulties from Krka getting the ball out of their own half. So we're going to see, is it a field thing? Obviously you can see the moisture on the track. We know that there was some snow. Is there a weather thing? Is there some wind that we're struggling with? Just gonna be interesting to see, is this game gonna continue where Tabor is really heavy on the front foot, or is there gonna be something that changes? Who knows? Would love to see Tabor stay on the front foot and get solidly on the front foot with about 4 goals here in the second half. As the ball sent to Stancic. Stancic on the run is going to be headed off by the keeper, though. Nice job by the keeper, but looking for Stancic. So Tabor continuing their tactics of just trying to avoid the midfield. They say, let's just go right to the guys at the top, as there has been a lot of success with that. Success, at least in terms of creating chances, if not putting chances in the back of the net just yet. But I am an annoying optimist. You guys know I am always thinking that all the good things are going to happen. Here's Slotchik. Slotchik's going to send a left-footed ball in, as it's going to get tipped right as it comes off of his foot by the defender and winds up going to a defender that gets cleared away. And so Tabor starting over once again. Karun gets the ball to the near side to Nechev. Nechev sends the ball down as Slotchik trying to turn the corner. Can't quite turn the corner. Now just trying to play defense, as the ball's going to be a throw-in for Krka off of Slotchik. Nice job by the Krka defense. As now Tabor trying to do what they've done for the entire first half and just hang on to the ball in the Krka half, give themselves as many opportunities as possible. If they can lob some balls. Just had a couple of balls that were mishandled and some that just rolled just a little bit away. You saw right at the end of the first half, as Rose did a great job beating a defender, beating the keeper, but a defender coming in to assist got there to take a ball away just before Rose was able to tip it into the net. Rose with some nice control. Chandich is a little bit late in getting there. And now all of a sudden, Krka's one-on-one. Boy, a really nice job. They're going to call a foul. Say the Krka player gives Brishke a shove in the back. Boy, that went from nothing to something very quickly and very dangerously. Tabor have been so in control this whole time. I think that's the one thing that you're really concerned about is a breakdown at the back where there's just a quick break and there's nobody there for assistance. So Brishke is going to send the ball forward to Carroll. Carroll to Karun, and they're going to get it out to Kreintz. Kreintz into Carroll. Carroll backs it off and brings it back towards the midfield stripe. Boy, comes back into where all the green shirts are. Didn't feel comfortable going forward, so now Karun's going to get the ball outside to Kreintz. Kreintz is going to come down the far side, gets it inside to Rose. Ball bounces hard off of Rose, but he does a good job to get the ball back. Out to Kreintz. Sever's going to bounce it back to Karun. Karun's looking downfield. Can he find somebody? He's going to go all the way down to the near side to Slotchik. Slotchik's got to win a header, as he does. Stancic now. Stancic He's going to try and get around the corner, comes back towards the 18 and loses the ball. Boy, that is a ton of hard work for really no chance in the end. Rose is going to put a lot of pressure on the keeper, sends it forward. Good footing from the keeper. You wonder if there's a footing issue in the box where currently Firmashek is standing. So Firmashek's going to pick that ball up, as we've already seen Firmashek slip once, and we saw the keeper Chadej slip several times in the first half. So Brishke is going to wind up playing it out of the back. Goes to the top to Karun. Now Karun, looking towards the middle of the field, is going to wind up getting intercepted, and Krka now going to try and create a little bit of possession. They've done mostly counterattacking this whole time. Now they're going to go with a cross. Nechev just kind of walls off. Nechev aware of where the defender was. That ball bounces hard off of Slachik. Boy, with the cold weather, I bet that ball is like a rock right now, and so winds up hitting hard off of feet. And chested back down to Firmashek. Firmashek gets the ball out, and now on the counter, trying to get out, and Carroll backs it off once again. Boy, lost in the midfield by Chandich, and now we're seeing a reverse of the roles. Tabor having a hard time getting out of their own third because of the struggles of getting the ball through the midfield. Boy, as a hand goes up quickly, they're going to call a handball. Nechev was certain of it and just stopped as I believe that was Bicanic. Bicanic just kept playing. I was really glad that the whistle eventually blew as Nechev just started walking the other direction. So ball sent forward by Firmashek. Second ball is going to be won by Tabor. Stancic onto Rose. Rose, it gets closed down by two defenders, loses the ball at midfield, and now back on the attack is Krka. So Krka coming down the near side. Are they going to try and go for goal or go for a cross? They try and get the ball into that far side. Ball bounces around. Firmashek's going to pick it up. And so yet another ball gets sent down in. So we're kind of seeing something similar as we did in the first half. This side of the field seems to be the one that it's a little bit easier to set up the attack. Hopefully that's just a coincidence, and it's Tabor trying to find their attacking legs here in half number two, coming out. Cold night coming out of halftime. Nice job by Stancic, wins it. Stancic tries to come back across, gets a little bit under it. Ball's going to stop. A good job by Slachik. Slachik winds up keeping the ball in. As back inside the 18, Carroll with a couple of turns back into the field, trying to find some space. Slachik is going to wind up going down, loses the ball, and the ball's going the other direction now. A lot of space in the midfield as defenders having to back off. Tabor trying to come back and create some pressure. And as Krka back it off, slide it down a little bit, trying to move the ball around just a touch, as everybody's on the far side of the field right now, really condensed in. That's a good thing for Tabor, as not a lot of room for Krka to work, so the more condensed that Krka stays, the better for Tabor. Now Krka have kind of found their positioning once again, spread out, looking for a run up the middle. Got space in between Kreintz and Karun, as, boy, a ball sent from outside the 18 is going to go up over the post. So another shot from Krka that doesn't find the back of the net. Lots of, I'm not going to say lots of shots. There have been several shots this game, as we got 8 shots total. Lots of shots, no goals. Flicked on by Rose and kicked away. Stancic now. Stancic is going to get the ball on the near side. He's got Slachik with an underlapping run. Slachik winds up getting inside and then back outside. Tries to turn and kick it in. Stancic is going to be there, though, to help out. Sends the ball across. There's Rose just up over his head. And Carroll now trying to find. Kicked away. Oh, my gosh. As Rose just misses. Ball bounces around for a little bit. And Carroll was the one that really had the good-looking header, winds up getting kicked away at the last second. And now a throw for Tabor as the Veo Cam trying to help us out and catch up. They're going to drop it back out. Carroll drops it out to the midfield, coming down to the near side. They try and send the ball in, kicks off of a defender. Rose has back to ball. Are we going to get a shot here? The shot goes in, and it's a goal! Tabor winds up breaking the 0-0 draw right now with a goal. Looks like a ball gets deflected. I didn't see it because the Veo cam was moving who knows what direction. There's ghosts in the Veo cam. That's okay, though, because the goal goes in the back of the net. Who is that that's celebrating right now? Boy, I can't even tell who winds up scoring the goal. Boy, I was trying to hear the announcer. Oh my goodness, but hey, Tabor goes on top 1-0. Hey, keep an eye on the scoreboard here and let's enjoy the goal celebration as Tabor up 1-0. So now Tabor looking to try to put on the pressure as it looked like it was a ball that got deflected, goes one way, winds up kicking off a defender going the other direction. So Tabor now in control, looking to maybe continue the control of the game. Let's see if I can send a message. And so it's Dino. Okay, so Davor, thank you, Davor. I guess I don't know if Davor's listening or has heard that I'm struggling. It was Dino that scored, Dino Stancic. So Stancic just continues to score goals here as the season progresses. Stancic, the captain, and a great job by Stancic in the 53rd minute. As our clock something has happened to the clock. Now another ball in as a ball across is going to get picked up. So another ball that comes in. Well, you'll forgive me. I'm having to try and correct the clock here as the clock wound up stopping at 55 minutes on us. I really apologize about that. As it says 60. Get a good look at the clock when it turns the other direction. I'll get it reset for us, but 1-0. Tabor in the lead. And now coming in as Krka. Krka, boy, nice job. Krka handling the ball well. Comes across and really nice job. Nice job. The official, the Krka player just kind of runs right into the defense. Goes down after hitting Nechev. So Nechev is a big man. The official says, no, get up. And we play on. As we are 17 minutes in, got the clock corrected. I apologize about the clock issues there, everybody. But we are corrected now. As here comes Nechev. Nechev coming down on the near side. He's going to drop it off to Slotchik. Slotchik to the inside to Stancic. Stancic trying to flick it right back to him. Winds up just kind of missing with the boot. Boy, Brishke comes in. Brishke tries to clear it, and it winds up falling back to the feet of a Krka player. Krka's got one-on-one, and a great job. Oh, my gosh. Who is that came in? It's going to wind up being a corner. Who is that comes in, and at the last second, is it Karun that comes across down on the ground? You're going to pick him up as... Boy, yeah, Yoros Karun. Boy, Karun comes back across. Brishke comes in, does a good job, but the ball bounces hard off of a Krka player, goes the other direction, comes right to the feet of Bicanic, which, boy, talk about the wrong person to fall to the feet of. And a great job by Karun. Karun in a one-on-one situation takes care of it. Now a corner as all of the white shirts are right around the 6. Green runs in, punched away by Firmashek, and then kicked away. Really great job handling the corner is the Tabor defense. So Tabor trying to get their defense up and press high once again, as going to be a foul back against Krka. So we're going to get things started off as Brishke, and we're going to get a substitution actually. So we've got coming in is going to be number 23 Bruno Jupan and number 20. Oh, I was worried about this name. Hang on, let me see who's coming out real quick, and I'll let you know. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get a chance to see them turn around and be able to see. But so coming in number 23, Bruno Jupan, and number 20, we're just going to call him Tomty, as his name is Eleoenal. I'm going to tell you this much. That many vowels does not go with my Texan accent. So maybe Eleoenal Tomty. So Tomty comes in, trying to get some fresh legs in here, as we've got just about 25 minutes left to go in this half. Rose winds up controlling. Rose now with a shot across, as that ball's going to be just a little bit wide. So Rose tries to get in on the scoring action. A nice job from Rose too, though. Controls it quickly, seeing if he can find that far post. It goes just a little bit wide. Boy, thank you, Port 0303. I apologize about the clock stoppage. We've got it up and running once again, though, as I know that you've seen that. As Tabor, a couple of step overs back and forth. Boy, hits his own back heel is Carroll, and then off and running now. Coming up is going to be Firmashek, so a nice job as Firmashek deals with that ball. But boy, the ball goes wide, and it's going to be a throw-in for Krka. So another hard pass bounces away. Krka flicks the ball in. Nobody's there. Good job by Sever. Sever got lots of time. Tries to pick out Rose. Rose, boy, a high kick comes up. That's going to be a card. Boy, you can't kick the ball that high with a man in the area. And so that's going to be Alexa Dravosevic. So Dravosevic draws the yellow. And here's the deal. Dravosevic has already pulled Rose down once outside the 18, now gets the yellow with that high boot. This is where the physicality of Rose could possibly send Krka down to 10 men at some point, or at the very least, it makes Dravosevic have to be very cautious about his motions. So maybe it's going to wind up giving Rose a little bit more space than what he's had in the past. That would certainly be to the benefit of Tabor, as now Tabor looking to try to take advantage of the restart here. And boy, quickly bounced away though. So I say take advantage of the restart. Krka takes the ball back and now trying to find a way to get through the midfield, as Krka trying to get on the scoreboard here and see if they can draw a level. Ball to the far side, and now back down into the near side of the pitch. Stanchich trying to keep a little bit of pressure on, does a good job. The Krka defender does a good job coming up through. Official, boy, Krka player goes down hard. Official says, play on. And so they're going to stop to check on him. No foul on Tabor called. So they're going to stop to check on him, though. And see how he is. Make sure he's okay before they continue. As he is up and moving. Boy, a miraculous recovery after a reaction that showed that maybe he broke his leg. So miracles do happen, if you're wondering. Trying to take a look and see exactly what it was that he got caught with. As I'm not real sure. Looked like Stanchich's foot was on the ground the whole time, and he was holding the middle of his shin. So now, but back on track as Tabor, boy, ball slips away in the middle and headed out looking for Slotchik. Slotchik backs off to avoid, boy, a nasty collision and possibly a card, as stepping up is Nechev, and the ball winds up getting kicked away. So Krka go back in control. So Tabor trying to step in and see if they can put that second goal in the net. That would be huge at this point, but ever since the goal from Stančić, we really haven't seen many of the same types of opportunities, obviously trying to avoid the counterattack. As Krka moving up through the far side, trying to get into that attacking third, right now in the midfield third, bounces it around and drops it back to the back line. As they're just trying to see if they can find a good positioning. Ball bounces up. Boy, ball bounces up really high right now. I think what we're seeing is that the pitch is starting to have an impact. Ball's bouncing around a little bit more. It's not quite as smooth out there. And then with the footing continuing to deteriorate as well, you're getting some foot marks, you're getting some cleat marks and some divots. But then also with the cold weather, that ball is going to be rock solid. And so Karun now in control. Krka loses the ball. Tabor looking to move through the midfield. Stančić is going to wind up bringing it back. Switches positions with Karun now. So Stančić is on that back line. Karun's at the far side. Briški is just kind of looking for where he's wanting to go. Karun's going to send the ball to the middle of the field. There's Rose. Rose comes up high. Now, just out of the reach of Kreinz. Boy, that's unfortunate. Just out of his reach. Good job by Rose. Rose drags those defenders up with him. Allows some space in behind him. Is the first time that he's really been able to receive a ball without anybody on his back. As the header is going to wind up bouncing around. Tabor trying to find some space in the middle of it. Sever's on top of the ball. Sever now down to the near side. Back to Sever. Sever steps over it to try and find a little bit of space. Back line going to look to send the ball forward. As the run, Carroll comes across. Is Carroll going to shoot? Carroll does shoot and goes high. Boy, Carroll gets it onto the left foot. Winds up having the ball go high, though. Another shot. That's 8 shots on the day for Tabor. There's a ball to the middle of the field. And Karun back and forth. Tabor just trying to be safe with it. You're seeing now Krka with that high pressure and boy, going down right into had some to his face, and they're going to say play on. So Tabor have a man down behind the ball. They're down a man. A great job on defense by Kreinz. Kreinz winds up stopping the attack by getting in front of it, and Tabor back up and running. Not sure who that was that went down, but Tabor now just sinking in, trying to prevent anything from getting past them. Interesting footing, trying to keep the ball outside of the 18. Good defense. Boy, there's Carroll. Carroll coming from behind. Carroll does a great job, wins the ball, and wins the foul. As now, Tabor are going to have an opportunity to turn the ball around, try and move the other direction. Karun standing over the ball. Karun's going to send it to the middle of the field for Sever, who comes back. Well, you saw the ball bouncing around again, kind of bobbling back and forth, prevents the clean strike. Nechev sends the ball way forward, though. Now playing through the midfield is going to be Krka. Tomti. Boy, Tomti goes to the corner. Tomti, and a good job by Nechev. Nechev gets in there. Tomti has to jump over him. Nechev clears it away, but clears it away for a corner. So we've got another corner here to Krka. To this point, Tabor have done a good job handling the corners. Will they do that once again? All of Tabor inside or right along the 6-yard box. Krka's going to run into that box, see if they can get a header. Ball comes across. Up, cleared away. Boy, nice punch from Firmashek, and another good clearance from Tabor. A couple of Krka players run into each other. Everybody's okay, though. Now they're going to drop it all the way back to the keeper. As Tabor looking to reset their defense and set it high. Nice job by Sever. Sever takes the ball away. Rose goes down. Rose puts that foot out. He's got control of the ball. Winds up getting kicked in the back heel. And a free kick to Tabor. They're going to check on Rose as boy, Rose does such a good job. He turns the body, gets great positioning, and then he's moving the body to drag the foot along with him, and the defender, we see it a lot from Rose. Defender comes back and just runs right up the back of his Achilles. So both players still down as they're going to check on him. Rose still with a little bit of a limp here. Boy, so it looks like we're going to get a substitution here, as Zur is handing off his captain's armband. And I'll say this, was that, okay, so I thought that Drvosevic was the one that got the yellow earlier. Did we get another yellow here? There's one. I think you can hear the stands are not happy. There's somebody in the stands that is losing their mind. I don't speak Slovenian well enough to know what it is they're saying. I'm trying to learn Slovenian, but I'm not sure I want to know what they're saying in the stands right now. Boy, but the Veo cam not helping us out right now, and so I'm trying to count on the pitch. You know, obviously there's a keeper there, and so I'm thinking that when the Veo cam was back in the middle of the field, I was only counting 10 men. So I'm wondering if somebody got sent off, and that's why the armband got handed off. If Zur is the one who got sent off. Boy, are there going to be 10 men for the rest of the match? Because this is a long stoppage, so we're going to have a lot of stoppage time here. And looks like we're going to be up and playing once again. So possibly down to 10 men is Krka. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is there a player behind that I'm not seeing? No? So I'm wondering if one player maybe has stepped off for the injury, and we'll certainly see. As Tabor trying to restart the attack here. So Tabor bounces the ball back and forth a little bit, looking for some space as Krka trying to move out to the ball a little bit. Now Nechev comes in. Nechev sends a long ball down, looking for Slotchik. It's going to wind up being a little bit short, and so headed away. Now Slotchik back on top of the ball again, looks for Rose in the middle. An interception comes across, as we're going to call a handball, and handball is that, so that's going to be a yellow for Nechev. So Nechev gets a yellow. So we've got a player that's about to step in. So coming in is going to be number 19. That's going to be Jure Udej. So Udej is going to step in for the winger on the far side. See if we'll catch his number as he turns around. That might be Meze. So Tom is saying they got a red. So red, and so then I believe that means that's going to be Zur that gets the red as to why he came off. So down to 10 men is Krka. Tabor, well, here with about 10 minutes left to go in regular time, but we're obviously going to have a lot of time added on. So Krka with an opportunity, they're going to send the ball in. See if they can take advantage of some of that funky footing. Boy, and goes down. Boy, catches a shoulder right in the chest. A really nice job, Karun. Karun catches a shoulder in the chest as ball bouncing around here. And still down in the box is one of the Krka players. Like, Karun is not a small guy, and so you wind up having that type of collision. From what I saw, the Krka player was the aggressor, and that Karun goes straight up, and honestly might have caught a head on his shoulder there. Boy, so another long stoppage. As the game has just kind of drugged to a stop here. We got a couple of players on the sideline, going to be number 19. So we're going to see Hojic is going to come in as well as Todorov. So Hojic and Todorov going to step in. Todorov comes in for Stancic, I believe. Stancic has scored the only goal of the game. Nice job for the captain, Dino. So he's going to get subbed out. Hojic, I believe, is probably going to come on for Kreintz, as that's the position that Hojic always plays. Nice to bring these two men in off the bench. So he is. So Hojic comes on for Kreintz. So nice to bring these two men in off the bench, as well, Hojic and Todorov, a lot of speed, a lot of ability as well. So Hojic also going to come in and kind of help solidify that defense just a tad, as they're going to have to play some defense here. Checking on Drvosevic, as Drvosevic was not sure. It looked like maybe he was looking at something, but off and running again. So Drvosevic is going to get a restart, starts it off and sends the ball back. Rose is closing down on the ball. The keeper's got to come way out. Boy, can they find a way to keep some pressure on. Drvosevic has to send the ball way forward and just get rid of it. Boy, that was a dangerous play. Great job as the pass went back. Just didn't have enough weight on it to actually get back to the keeper. Keeper had to come way out and winds up slipping, honestly. Lucky to control the ball and hang on to it. As headed forward, Rose goes up. Drvosevic goes up over Rose, winds up winning that, as Drvosevic taller than Rose. There's going to be a throw in here to Tabor as that ball goes out. And Tabor now in control of it. Excuse me. Didn't even cough in the mic there. I apologize. And so a throw in now. They're going to say that ball goes off of Slachik. Throw in here to Krka. Krka looking for a space to get the ball in, see if they can move the ball up the field a little bit. 9 minutes remaining in regular time here. Good job by Todorov. Todorov, wait, you guys know me. I enjoy watching Todorov. He's got that high work rate when he's on defense. That high defensive work rate is so strong. Hojic does a good job getting around the corner, gets it to Carroll. Carroll trying to pass it back, winds up having the ball bounce off of defender. Now Sever, oh boy, as they're going to say the ball was rolling. Karun tries to get it started quickly, but they say the ball was rolling. He didn't stop it. Sever does a good job off of the loss from Carroll, takes the ball back. They effectively wind up just kind of wrapping him up. So Nechev now is going to drop it all the way back to Firmashek. Firmashek sends it forward. A little bit of a slip again there. Not great footing in that box. And so Krka in control. Nice underlapping run from Krka. Krka looking to try to send the ball across. Cleared away. Good job from Hojic. There's Hojic in that understanding. That's what you have a guy like Hojic in there for. Back to Krka now, and a good job as Slachik wins the ball defensively. A great job from Slachik, playing a physical brand of football. Takes the ball away, now back and forth, as Nechev is going to head the ball on, and a miss hit, but Sever is there to recover it. Now Chandic on to Nechev. Nechev running up, gives some space to Slachik. Really nice here. Slachik, he's got Carroll and he's got Rose in the box. Where's he going to go? He goes right towards the keeper, sends it to him. Trying to run in behind was going to be Rose. Maybe hoping that the ball would bounce away a little bit, and maybe honestly Slachik wound up not getting as much of a curl on that as he was wanting. So Tabor back in control again with the ball, as they've been in with most of the game, and I think they would love to continue that. Obviously, a 1-goal advantage and a 1-man advantage. You'd love to see another one. Rose underneath. Rose tries to get up and flick a ball on. Oh, boy, as Rose goes up and comes down hard, boy, that ball just stuck in the mud in the box. Rose has a little bit of a limp. You could see that when he came down, he left a divot in the ground. Boy, if Rose could have got a touch at all, that was going to be in the back of the net. Couldn't quite get there, though, but Tabor still in control. Nechev with a quick throw-in to Sever. Sever with the turn, and Karun now in control of the ball. Karun's looking to get the ball in the middle of the field, sends it in, and a right-footed swing from Sever as a couple of bounces. And the save from Chadej, not necessarily the most extraordinary save on the earth, as the ball kind of came in, didn't take any deflections, just had about 3 hops before it got to him. As here comes Todorov now. Todorov sends the ball forward, looking for an assist himself to Carroll, but just a little bit too far. And Chadej sends the ball quickly out. Hojic stops the play, stops the ball initially. Ball sent far down the field. Karun's going to step in front of it. Now Carroll, as they're going to call a foul on Carroll. And it's going to be a free kick here for Krka. Four shots on goal now for Tabor. One of those has gone in the back of the net. Free kick. 5 minutes to go in regular time. Everybody lined up on the 18. Krka trying to take advantage. They're going to send a long ball in. It's low, though. Rose with a nice job. Rose using that aerial presence to send the ball away. As Chadej is going to step up as the keeper sends it back in from the midfield stripe. Now trying to work down the outside into the channel. And Krka does a good job to win a corner. Had a couple of defenders out in front. Hojic and Carroll were surrounding the winger on the far side. He sends the ball in. Hojic gets a foot out in front of him. And it's going to be another corner here for Krka. It's going to be their 4th corner of the evening. As they're going to play a short corner. Gets into the box. Where's he going to go? Boy, long delay. Flicks it on. As headed away, but still in the box. Krka sends the ball in. Firmashek saves near post. Trying to get it away, can't quite get it away, and it's going to be boy, they're going to call a corner. Oh my goodness, they call a corner. It didn't look like there was going to be anybody going down in the box, as they're going to give a card. Boy, they give a card to somebody who was unhappy about the call of the corner. I think Brischke now is the captain with Stancic coming off. So Brischke comes in. Brischke's wearing the armband. Brischke's coming in and asks, like, how did that go out on us? Why are you calling that a corner on us? So now the 5th corner of the night coming from Krka. Boy, as we get into some dangerous time here. Boy, and if they'll come back to it, I think that might have said 82 minutes on the clock. I believe that says 82 minutes. So we still have a little bit of time here in the game. I'm going to reset my, or not reset, I'm going to drop my clock down a little bit. So that way we kind of stay on time here. Ball across, another great header away from Rose. Boy, you just see Rose get so high in the air. That's going to be a goal kick now. So, boy, another great job from Rose, whose aerial presence just continues to show up defensively in the box. A great job. And Tabor now going to try and take some time and possibly put another ball in the back of the net. As we've seen, they continue to get a little bit closer each time. Ball sent forward out to Carroll. Carroll comes across. Nice cheeky flick over the defender. Carroll's got space. Gets it on to Slotchik. Slotchik with a runner in. Here's Carroll in front of him. Slotchik cuts across down the 18. Drops it back to Sever as they're going to move to the far side now, looking for Hojic. It's actually going to have to come back inside. Carroll flicks it on to Rose. Rose goes down in the box, trying to control it, gets it out to Slotchik. Who is that? Ball bounces away, a save, and Carroll puts the ball in the back of the net. Carroll winds up with the second ball. That's Todorov. Boy, a great job from Todorov. Winds up having a deflection right back to him, sends it in, deflected off of the keeper's hand. Carroll is there to finish it off, and Tabor goes up 2-0. Boy, a great job. The 2 wingers come in and combine for a goal. And Tabor Boy, that's probably the icing on the cake. Crazy things have happened, but boy, down to 10 men. Krka now down 2 goals. As Todorov and Carroll. Boy, great job from the Red and Blacks. And a foul against Tabor. As nobody's going to be too quick to go get that ball wearing a white shirt. Ball slides away as now preparing to take the free kick. Remember, 21, Kazarnich. Kazarnich sends a long ball in. Out is Firmashek. Firmashek does a good job going up, taking it away from the head of the Krka player that was running into the back post. That was a dangerous run, but a good job from Firmashek. They're going to start off once again here towards the middle of the field. Lots of pressure from Krka. Obviously, Krka got to put a ton of pressure on. And now Slachik has another huge amount of space. Slachik coming across. Slachik back to the 18. He's going to flick it, tries to flick it back out as they step in the way and intercept. Boy, that was unfortunate, as that was a lot of space. And now battling, Chandich does a good job just to knock the ball away, slow everything down, so that way the opportunity for the defense of Tabor to kind of catch back up. 4 minutes of regular time left. Nechev walls off Tomty. Yeah, it's going to be hard to get around that big man. 2-0. Tabor in the lead. Tabor looking to take 3 points into the winter break. It's a long winter break indeed, as the rainy season is upon us in Slovenia. So that's second division. The first division will continue to play through it, but the second division won't be back until March. Well, Krka sends a ball across, headed away by Brishke. Firmashek was right behind him, allows Brishke to go ahead and take it. Chandich sends the ball away as the Krka player slips down, allows Carroll to get on top of it. And now Carroll's going to drop it back to Hojic. Hojic into Karun, and Firmashek is, boy, a heavy ball bounces away. Boy, a lot of smoke in front of the camera. Rose, boy, Rose having to deal with somebody on his back. Rose just killing time now. So Rose with a good job possessing the ball. They're going to get a foul and take a nice, long, slow walk up for Karun. Rose now back towards the middle of the field, and Rose is just looking to hold on to it, not really trying to press and attack. Just looking to pass the ball back and forth, kill as much time as they can. There have been a couple of long stoppages, though. So even though there's only about a minute left of regular time, there's got to be 5, 6, 7 minutes of added time. We don't have a way to see that, so we'll just kind of keep playing until it's over. Boy, a long ball sent in across from Hojic. The save, the ball's knocked away. Slachik trying to keep the ball in, and a throw in to Krka. Boy, a great job from Hojic sending that ball in. Creates a lot of havoc there in the backfield of Krka. Now Krka trying to move through as they move to the far side. Boy, a nice long run. Krka get to the outside, send the ball in, but easily sent away by Karun. There's just not enough players in the box to be dangerous right now for Krka. As Chandich now, Chandich to Slachik. Slachik on to Todorov. Todorov looking to get a turn. One-on-one, how can he get past the defender as he's going to go straight forward for Sever. Sever goes the left foot into the box. Sever with a great job. As 3-0 Tabor. Todorov to Sever. What an awesome job as Todorov handles the ball so well for Sever. And that's going to be game. They're going to go ahead and blow the whistle. Ball game. Tabor with the 3-0 victory. Oh, excuse me, are they? Or did they just all come down? I was wondering, boy, excuse me. I was, everybody was coming out onto the field. I saw the official was pointing. I guess he was trying to tell them to go back to their side of the field so we could keep playing. We're going to get a substitute on for Slotchik. You're going to see who it is that's coming on for Slotchik. Can't quite see it just yet. We're also going to get a couple of substitutes for Krka. On for Krka is going to be number 25, Roko Damjanic, and number 6, Dejan Kuzmanovic. So not sure who it is that came on for Slotchik. We'll see if we can find that here in just a moment. I think it's going to be the person nearest to us on the screen, as I believe that's going to be number 8. So that's going to be Mark Vuleta. So Vuleta on for Tabor. 3-0. Tabor on top. 3 big goals for the Red and Blacks. As we certainly found some space, found that space that they were looking for. Had a lot of space during the game. Boy, the combination of Todorov and Sever, as well as Todorov and Carroll. Todorov being at the center of a couple of these goals here at the end of the game. Nice job from Todorov, the super sub himself. So Firmashek's going to bring the ball back in. And just kind of playing it nice and slow. I think on a cold night, I think a 3-0 deficit, everybody's about ready for this to just go ahead and finish up. As you can see, Tabor just willing to kind of walk the ball forward, pass it back and forth. Now sent forward to Rose. Is Rose going to get one here? Rose sends the ball across, flicked away, and now sends another in, and another save. Rose with 2 shots. Boy, both saved. A couple of great opportunities from Rose there. And the keeper, Chadez, just doing a good job keeping the ball out of the back of the net. Tabor with a lot of space. Chandic tries to send the ball forward, winds up hitting off the back of, boy, couldn't tell who that was running in, but hits off the back of his own player. Sever in control. Sever's going to move the ball down to the near side to Vuleta. Header away, though. Vuleta's going to be able to get back on top of it. And that's going to be the ball game. Tabor with a 3-0 victory. Stancic, Sever, and Carroll with 3 big goals. Boy, and a great job from Tabor, as 3 points that they needed. A great bounce back. Defensively, offensively, looked fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, it's going to be several months before we get a chance to talk again. Do me a favor, if you're on the Discord, head in there. If there's anything you'd like to see in the broadcasts when we come back from the winter break, let me know about them. Trying to continue to improve my quality, continue to improve some of the things that we're doing. So would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kyle Ship. Hey, do me a favor. Shoot me a message. Follow me on Instagram at Kyle Ship. Would love to chat with you. Would love to kind of make a connection. And until next year, go Tabor.